Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and I'm here today coming to you as that Warframe noob once again. Be warned, this is just going to be a bit of an open, casual discussion, a bit of a ramble, if you will. I definitely want to do more structured Warframe content in the future, and I'm actually going to be bringing you guys a fun little video once I finish crafting my freaking heck. It's sitting in the foundry right now. It's got like an hour and 55 minutes left. I finally gathered all the resources last night. In fact, this whole past weekend was the first time that I got to play Warframe since we began the move, like 2 whole weeks. So it was a lot of me getting back into the game and just figuring out where the hell I was, man. It's one of those games, you walk away from it for 2 weeks and you come back and you're like, what was I doing? Was I actually on this planet? I can't be, because there's nothing even unlocked here. Is there anything in my foundry? No. Oh, wow. I forgot to put my Kubro in stasis, and it's almost dead. Good thing I decided to log in today and not next weekend and another week, because my Kubro would be dead all over again. So, yeah, we're going to ramble a bit. Some things I want to talk about, update you guys on my personal progress in the game, some things that I've noticed, or some, I guess you can say, personal impressions as a new player, things that I've experienced. And we're going to talk about the Archwing today a little bit as well, because that's just something that I find quite interesting, as we will discuss later on. So to start, Heck is almost done. In fact, by the time you guys watch this video, because you currently exist in the future, the Heck will be finished, and I'll already have killed a bunch of Grineer, maybe some Corpus with it, because I'm also finally on Phobos. I wrapped up Mars this weekend. It was really important for me to actually finish Mars, because Mars was going to give me access to Phobos, which would give me access to Plastids, which will allow me to eventually craft the Dark Sword or whatever it was that I had in my inventory as well. So I've basically been clearing out planets as a means to get to certain resources, as I've been learning about said resources and figuring out where they are. And you know what is the funniest thing to do as a Warframe player? As someone who is, I may be a noob to Warframe, but I'm pretty good when it comes to video games and figuring things out and, you know, looking for answers and understanding how just things work after I've experienced them for just a few hours. It doesn't take me a whole day to realize that some things are just a rare resource, like neurodes. You're not going to get them to drop on the very first wave of a defense mission. But when you go out and you Google search, where's the best place to find neurodes, you find a post where a guy tells you, go do a defense mission on Earth. And if you stick around long enough, you'll probably get some neurodes. They're pretty rare. And then there's like 18 posts of new players who are like, you guys all lied to me. Why are you trolling me, bro? There's no neurodes on Earth. I ran 5 whole waves of a defense mission. I didn't get one stinking neurode. I'm sorry, but it just kills me. They actually think they're being lied to. It's like, it's a rare resource, dude. You gotta run. I ran 15 before I got 2 neurodes. 2 neurodes, man. So, you know, if you don't have the planets or the locations that drop the really good stuff, or a boss, for example, Heck, I believe, drops neurodes, and I don't have the gear or the resources to solo him, and I didn't feel like grabbing people at that point in time. You gotta do it the hard way, you know? So it's fun. Every time I look up something and decide to do a little bit more research on something, I've started getting into the mod side of things a little bit more. I actually finally got a quick reload for my rifle. It was a mod I got from one of the missions I actually just finished today, this morning. So that was pretty exciting. I boosted that thing up to like 40%. So now my Latron is much better than it was before. The only thing that was ever holding it back for me was that reload speed. It was just brutal sometimes. So it's still not amazing. 40%'s only 40%. I'm sure there's a card out there that can give me like 210 or some crazy number, but it's working a lot better. So that's been fun. I've been getting into that point, like I said, where I've been doing a little bit more research, figuring out some of the deeper elements of the game. You know, the combinations, like how to make magnetic by blending together. What is it? Fire and electric, and frost and electricity, I think, right? Anyways, it's been fun to finally dive in and start to experiment with those things. So right now, as I wrapped up Mars, I made it to Phobos. The main objective here is to break through that Ceres junction. That's going to require me to defeat the Sergeant. The main reason I actually want to do that was because I get, I think, the Grineer sniper rifle from there, plus that's pretty much the only important thing that I wanted. The Volcar blueprint comes from there. One of the things that I noticed outside of that, as I was bopping around the space map here, was that I never finished Jupiter. So I was actually over on Jupiter. I was running missions there with the Corpus, like 15 to 20 or something like that, right? The ranking there. And I had pretty much everything I needed to do to get to the Europa Junction. So I completed Stolen Dreams already. I did the Teshub hub in the Void. I think because I got taken there, actually, with somebody. So now all I need to do is craft a Warframe Spectre, and that's going to unlock the Limbo Theorem, the New Strange. That's going to give me the Sestra blueprints, and what the hell's the last thing? Oh, Physique. It's going to give me that Aura mod. So that was actually a really big deal. Like I am crafting a Warframe Spectre right now that'll give me to Europa, and you know, just having fun, taking my time. That's the big thing, right? I've been playing a bit of Destiny 2 as well over the last couple days. Destiny 2 is actually the first thing I was able to play in the new house because I just plugged my Xbox in to the TV downstairs before my PC and stuff was set up in the office. And I'm just that kind of guy who takes his time. Like, everybody's really excited for me to get to the second dream. I am too. I'm excited to get to the War Within, all these other missions you guys keep telling me about. It's going to take me a while, though. I just don't rush through this stuff. I'm not a grindy guy. I sit down, and on the weekend, I'll maybe play a total of like 5 to 6 hours of Warframe. And you guys all know, especially when you're just having fun and doing things at your own pace, 5 to 6 hours doesn't get you very far, you know? So for me, it was like this weekend I cleared Mars and I got to Phobos. That was it. So I'm probably going to clear Jupiter next. I finished up that Europa thing. And again, just taking my time. One of the things I've noticed about Destiny 2, and this is an issue Destiny always had, right? But especially Destiny 2, it's far less grindy even than the Taken King was. So you've got all these people who just cracked out on the game, man. They put in like 300 hours in the first week, and now they have nothing left to do. They beat the entire game. It happens every time. The issue is, they've got a lot of time on their hand to play video games. They should be playing Warframe. Because Warframe, 3,000 hours, and you guys are still playing this freaking game and unlocking stuff and selling things in the stores. So they're playing the wrong game for how much time they have to play. I'm just enjoying both of them at my own pace for what they are, and it's been a lot of fun to actually be able to bounce back and forth between the two. So let's talk about Archwings. I said we were going to talk about the Archwing missions. Here's the funny thing. The Archwing mission stuff released just after I stopped playing Warframe for like the second time. It was that situation that I talked about in the Joe Mill video where my friends dragged me through and made me hate the game more than I ever thought I could possibly hate it. Yeah, it was that point in time. So the Archwing released just after that. So the first thing I did when I got back into Warframe about 4 months ago was I finished my Archwing stuff, and I booted up an Archwing mission for the very first time, and my response was, holy shnikes, this is really cool. This is like a space fighting game. It's really fast. I can hit these thrusters, and the sound effects are awesome, and I got this crazy automatic freaking giant space gun and a giant space sword. I mean, can you ask for more? So imagine my surprise when I hear that pretty much everyone in the community hates the Archwing missions. What's the deal with that? Why do you guys all hate the Archwing missions? I really want to know straight up from you, people who watch these videos, what don't you like about the Archwing missions so much that DE never even made any more Archwing stuff? They just released the Archwing, and then did everybody hate it at launch? Was it something that took some time for people to hate? Why? You know, I guess I could understand that it's not Warframe. It's very different. It does feel like just kind of a more arcadey space fighting game. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I thought it was a nice change of pace. You know, it's just to not be on foot inside of a derelict space station or on some planet somewhere. Instead, actually be in space or inside of a, you know, small space station, kind of blasting through X-Wing style, taking dudes out with a sword or with a gun. I actually really enjoy the Archwing missions. I think their pacing could be changed a little bit, and I'd like to see maybe some Archwing missions that force the player to stay mobile, to be on a timer perhaps more often, so they're constantly moving from one point to the next, rather than just doing these stationary micro defense objectives where it's like stand here, kill things, fly over there, kill things. The best part of the Archwing missions for me are definitely the interior ones, because I can actually blast through all those confined spaces and just, you know, have fun while I'm doing it. So yeah, I'd love to hear why you maybe actually like the Archwing missions or why you don't like them. What was really the response from the community when the Archwing missions actually dropped? And at this point, I know it doesn't really matter. I don't think we'll be seeing Archwing missions in the same way they were designed, because now the Archwing is going to be used as a platform, as a vehicle to actually explore the Plains of Eidolon with the Plains of Eidolon update. That's obviously a big deal, and I think at that point that reworks what the Archwing is about. You know, instead of it being this specific mission type thing, it's now this way that you can skim over the grounds of an open world environment, and you know, one friend could potentially be up in the air in the Archwing, like hosing bullets down while the other person's on the ground fighting. Like that opens up the opportunities for Archwing to be really badass, and maybe everyone will love it all of a sudden. I'm definitely looking forward to doing Archwing stuff in Plains of Eidolon. even though I enjoy traditional Archwing. But there's one thing that I did want to mention. A lot of people, when they noticed that I paid for Excalibur, not just the fact that I bought cosmetic stuff from him, but the fact that I actually paid for the Warframe itself, they kind of laughed. They're like, you know, platinum, you don't have to buy anything in this game. You just go to the market, you just make platinum, you just make money. I'm like, you know, I'm like that dude from that show where he makes a lot of money, right? I get it. And I'm really excited to get into the market stuff at some point. In fact, I've sat in the market on certain nights and just turned on Spotify and just kind of watched the numbers roll and made some notes to kind of get a general idea for pricing. It's definitely something I'm interested in. I'm being smart about it, and I'm doing my own research for it. But the reason I went and spent that platinum and bought that platinum was purely to support DE. When I play a game, whether it be free to play or a game that you have to buy, for example, like The Witcher 3 and The Dying Light, these were two games that I did this big time with. And the developer goes above and beyond to deliver not just paid expansions like they did with Witcher 3 and The Dying Light, but free content consistently, and to really look at what the community wants and deliver on that by giving them free content, free micro expansions. You know, The Witcher 3 had like 50 pieces of free DLC, from quests to missions to weapons to monsters you could kill. Dying Light was the same way, just all these cool little free additions. They eventually added a massive open world segment with vehicles. You know, it was like, I was more than willing to spend money on those games. And it's the same thing with DE. You know, with everything that with Warframe, I look at them and the fact that they're about to release an entirely new concept for Warframe with Plains of Eidolon for free, and I say, hell yeah, I'm gonna throw some cash at you guys. You deserve it, you know. So that was just me. Nothing to do with like, I don't want to go learn how to use the market. It was just like, no, I want to support Digital Extremes. And I imagine a lot of you feel the same way. You know that you can make money. Some of you maybe even have platinum sitting in your account, but you go out and you buy some platinum every now and then because you just want to support Digital Extremes and the work that they do. That's a big thing. That's a very important thing for me when a developer goes above and beyond to just deliver again and again and again. Even if they maybe get it wrong, you know, maybe they release an update that everybody hates and they got to change everything around and they nerf Excalibur on the ground. Yes, I've heard about that story. It's freaking hilarious. Just the fact that they've been doing it all for free and then listening to the community and reversing things so quickly. I've just never seen a game that has such a deep following. There's a pretty massive chunk of people playing Warframe that doesn't really have that much heavy cynicism going on. Like, just about every game, when you start talking over 20,000, 30,000 players, ends up having that cynicism. And people talk about the bad times in Warframe, but if you're still playing the game right now, there's very little negativity towards DE, and I think that's really cool, and I think that's a testament to just how much they've done with this game and how well they've stayed connected with the community. So, Plains of Eidolon, when the hell's that dropping? I'm looking forward to it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stuck around for this ramble, I appreciate it. Again, more structured Warframe content in the future. And as always, remember to play smart, remember to play to challenge yourself, but most importantly, remember to play for fun.